Hello, my name is Nicholas Polimanakos. I help out behind the scenes here for NORWAC, the Northwest Astrological Conference. It's happening May 21st to May 25th, 2026, just outside of Seattle. You can also watch it in person as it's a hybrid conference, a virtual conference. You can go to norwac.net to get all the information about schedules, speakers, pre and post conference workshops, etc. Today, I'm with Mark Jones. Mark, how are you?
Yeah, very well. Thank you. Good to see you, Nick.
Good to see you. I think I met you first, or got to know you first years ago. It was either a pre or post conference workshop at NORWAC, and
Yeah, and it's
I,
like 10, 15 years ago. Yeah, that I mean,
yeah, but
really
then
a long time.
it was a long time, and it was a series of years where I remember because I was always helping out with the conference. I was a room monitor, helping with recording, and I was always like helping out with your stuff, and saw, got to know you more. And I think a lot of people in the astrology world, especially at NORWAC, got to know your work through a lot of those workshops and lectures. And I
Well, I
just
was fortunate enough to speak at NORWAC every single year between 2007 and 2019 inclusive. So
Mhm.
for an international speaker and someone traveling quite a long way to get there, it was a kind of massively consistent run, and it built a real vibe, a real great audience, a mix of returning and new people.
Mhm.
And it was a chance to sort of share, in a way, a primarily evolving spiritual vision of my work, of a fusion of astrology, spirituality, and psychotherapy, but to really bring the spiritual component. So I had workshops like the psychic being, which is based on Aurobindo's idea that some part of the soul wants to reach you. Some part of your soul is coming for you and it wants to shine through, right? And was the chart, the pattern, or the map of that shining through? So it was really a great run. It was really very good for me. America, and in particularly NORWAC, has been very good for me in terms of like my development, and having this consistent, powerful audience to share things with really brought something out of me, which was great.
Yeah, there's certain people, I've been around NORAC for like 17 years now, 18 years helping, and there's certain people that are a part of, like, I would say the family or the history of that conference. I would consider you one of those people there, and just you explaining your timeline there too. And here you are here this time here for this 42nd NORWAC, by the way, 42 in a row
Wow.
here. I know.
Wow.
42 in a row. Two of them were virtual during the pandemic and brought about technology and how we reach people. And which leads me to you and NORWAC, because this year you're part of the a Thursday uh, pre-conference workshop that's happening virtual only. And we started doing this the last couple years, and you're part of this. So you kind of kick off this conference in a way on early Thursday. The pre-conference workshop is called The Sacred Purpose of Astrology. It's your virtual workshop. It's Thursday, May 21st at 9 a.m. Tell us a little bit about this, about what you'll be bringing to us.
I mean, on an immediate, like, lived experience level, if you like, I think lots of people are attracted to astrology because they're missing a sense of participation in the greater cosmos. And I'm going to look at, early peoples looking at the stars, the early sacred sites aligned around the stars. And then I'm going to build into a whole vision of just, how the zodiac is formed, or the Earth's journey around the sun, and how that itself symbolizes a spiritual adventure of the personal self, the Earth moving around the spiritual center. And I'm going to try and like lock in on this idea that in our confused and some would say depressing and anxiety fueled times, astrology might provide a real genuine anchor for people where their creativity and imagination and their relationship to the subject can bring them closer to a sense of being a part of this cosmos, being a part of this world, being a part of larger forces, even higher powers moving through the planetary alignments. And I'm going to explore that historically somewhat, but also in a very immediate psychological sense, and then move towards the end of the presentation into potential examples or visionary ways of using astrology where this may also have like a real world impact, the sense of serving people's emergent intuitive power, or spiritual or psychic sensibility through astrology. And it's what makes me feel really passionate because, I mean, you and I have been around the profession a long time. I'm sure we have our frustrations with it too. It can certainly seem, an up and down, strange bunch. What's the collective noun for astrologers, Nick? I mean, we're a strange bunch, aren't we, of
Yeah.
individualists coming together in a group. But at the heart of it is this project to say the moment you were born, literally the stars aligned or the planets aligned. It's giving this sense of authentic meaning to people's lives that seems missing in the contemporary culture to me a lot of the time. It's literally saying the symbolic alignment of the sky at the very moment Mark or Nick were born is somehow expressive of something fundamental to their soul or the deeper stream of their being. And that idea never loses its interest for me or its excitement. I mean, that's the real buzz of astrology for me, this sense that we're saying yes to the cosmic aspect of people's humanity, of their being. And we're saying, look, this symbolic art can help you explore that in a way that fundamentally enriches you.
Yeah, I feel these days too, kind of some of the things you said in the beginning too, where it seems like the world's spinning in a certain way and
Yes,
the worry and the fear. And but I think it's been around since humans have been around, and I think humans always find a way. They find a
yes,
way to cope with that, to understand that, and then where it seems like something is separated, then to reintegrate themselves. But a lot of times we're reintegrating with the world through nature itself and how it's reflected back towards ourselves. And I think there's many different vessels and ways of doing that. And for me personally, astrology has been one of those vessels to do something like that. And there's
yes.
times of doubt even with that, like you said, like I've been doing this for a long time, and but then I even doubt it too. I'm like, for astrology, I can't even deal with this anymore, right?
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah, yeah.
I think that's just part of being human. And
I
then
think that's part of the astrological journey too. We
yeah,
get
yeah,
we
yeah,
get tired of the overinterpretations, we're pulled back to life. Because for me, astrology works best as a vehicle to get you into a deeper experience of your own life. Then you put the astrology aside for a while. Don't obsess about the map. Go and live the adventure. Go and walk the trail, as it were.
mhm.
But isn't it brilliant on a long trail to be able to go back to a map, and a map that shows you that there is something significant that points to a truth inside you that, because I wonder sometimes if some of the anxiety and depression in the world, and we see these frightening rates amongst younger people statistically, social psychology shows these surveys with some distressing results. There are many factors, but partly it's a lack of embedded sense of meaning. It's just our culture isn't messaging
Yeah.
to that unique sense of achieving your own purpose, of finding the expression of your unique inner pattern. And the chart is the literal symbol of that unique inner pattern in its potential. So, yeah, that part of astrology always excites me. It really does. And it inspires me. And it's what I use when I work with people. I work with people, doing anything from a one off reading to years of mentoring people as they go through certain profound changes. And all the time, the chart's there as this rich resource you can go back into, but then you use that to go back into their life and what's occurring there and listen and be compassionately witness to that in a way that's hopefully transformative in some way. But it's my
Yeah,
favorite part of astrology, no doubt.
yeah, me too. I look at it as a story that we can come back to, and then we separate and come back, and then you can realize that you can write part of the story, and it's almost like a song, a beautiful song, one were to like when we deal with like the tension and release or the building up and the crescendos, and I think we see that in astrology in one's chart and one's own self,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Again, I'm really psyched, Mark, that you're going to be part of NORWAC this year again. Again,
Thank you.
your virtual workshop is happening May 21st, starting at 9 a.m. p.m. Pacific. Anyone interested here can go to norwac.net. You can, by the way, one can go to the conference the whole weekend. You could pick one day of the conference you want to go to. You get a day pass. Let's say you just want to check out Mark's pre-conference workshop on the Thursday. You can do that. All the information, the speaker lineups, the descriptions, everything is on norwac.net. I will be there in person and virtually at the same time, like a Gemini. I don't know how I pull it off, Mark, but somehow I do. I'll be hosting a workshop with our other friend Samantha, who hosts the online part Thursday night, actually, to prep everybody and have some fun. And then we'll have Q&As with the virtual audience during the whole weekend that myself and Laura will facilitate with other speakers. There's so much more that's going to happen there. We have a Saturday night virtual party that's online too, that Samantha hosts. We try to integrate the in-person and the virtual and try to find some sort of balance and concoction. Just like the song I was talking about, Mark, we try to write the song. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah. Yeah, I
so
like the song analogy. I think it's beautiful.
yeah.
Makes me think of Whitman, the song of myself, like the cosmos sings this song through you. You can only be your unique song. No one else can be it. Yeah.
Are you Walt Whitman, Gemini? Is that what you're
Yeah.
referencing?
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
Leaves of Grass. Yeah, song of
Yes, leave.
myself. Yeah.
Ah. Mark, I can always count on you for good references and good knowledge drops like that. I miss you, my friend. I'm glad you're going to
Yeah,
be
yeah.
back.
It's
Yeah.
actually really nice to see you. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good to see you too, Mark. Again, for anybody who's interested, you can go to norwac.net. All right. Mark, I'll see you there on Thursday virtually at the conference, okay?
Great. I look forward to it.
All right. See you.